psychofishes. I can see my thin eye, as it were. It's a body in scant underwear, revealing genitals that alternate in size and in weight between 7 and 8. There I go, circumventing the lake, and for decency's sake, I patch the indecorous part with a sample of sexplicit art. It's a time when the fish in the pond no longer abscond, and black girls come ashore, oh so high-assed, pashas too, orientally biased, and do things in most dubious taste. Females vile, males strip bare to their waist, while the fish, swimming round in the cup, slowly rise to the top. Bad luck. Desperado. Do stop shooting bullets into your head. You've started killing yourself out of nothing. All it takes is a trifle. You're raising your gun to your temple and zap! You put another bullet through your head. Can't you hear your head rattles with bullets when you go banging it against walls? When you're resting your brow on my shoulder? Only a garden. Only a garden, you would say. Only a garden. With stars dug deep in the dirt, yet so perfect that only at night can you see them. Calm. Calm. Be it smooth or rough, I'm afraid I've had enough. I'll no longer let it pass when them calmers kick my ass. Well, the next one is from, well, there's a children's book I wrote, A Lost Treasury of Verse. It's in Romanian, but the original poem was written in English, so in this book it's a Romanian translation of it. It was inspired by a nursery rhyme, an English nursery rhyme. Perhaps you know, it's a story of Arabella Miller. Little Arabella Miller found a fuzzy caterpillar. First it crept upon her mother, then upon her baby brother. Little Arabella Miller, take away your caterpillar. So I read into it, and well, it has a funny destiny. I mean, children love it for the story and for what language does in it. Grown-ups construe intricate political realities. So they're telling me it's about the Romanian government, which may be. Of course, I'm never aware of the implication of what he or she writes. Right?
When did you write it?
In, I think, 95. Well, sorry, no, 2005. No, it's recent.
Oh.
But it's universal. Well, with your permission, I'll stand for it. The Ballad of Little Rabbit Arabella. Little Arabella Miller drove a yellow caterpillar, and she drove it round and round, raised her village to the ground. Arabella did her best. Her machine did all the rest. The surviving population ground their dentures in frustration, seeing what a sorry sight was their village left and right. All said, Arabella Miller, you're a nasty little killer. Arabella kept her cool and replied, I guess, yet who'll ever stop me? Up your matrix, you're a bunch of geriatrics. Second rate you are, and third. And she cutely flips the bird. They converged upon the mayor and requested him to slay her. The Lord Mayor got his gun, but was easier said than done. Cat was knocked into reverse, and the crowd had to disperse. Then up spoke the brigadier. Got a situation here. Judging by the damage done, we might need a bigger gun. My old friend, Admiral Bruiser, is a captain on a cruiser. HMS, the friend indeed. Bet he's got just what I need. I'll liaise with him ASAP. Put an end to all this crap. Teach the damsel some respect, Brother Will, I should expect. In the meantime, Arabella gave the creeps to every fella as a yellow mean machine cracked across the ground so green. Well before the crack of dawn, she had ruined every lawn. Boom! The Admiral attacked. Thus began the final act of this most horrendous thriller starring Arabella Miller. The environment was sacked. Not a thing was left intact. Locals, prone to contemplate the iniquity of fate, put the blame on Arabella, urged the Admiral to shell her, blow her up, dismember, waste her. They themselves no longer chased her. Yet she managed to escape, and she kept in perfect shape, sheltered by her yellow armor. All the bombing couldn't harm her. She shoved dirt into the bay, locked the ship, and drove away. I have done my very best to eradicate the pest, said the Admiral. Oh, she looks tougher than before. My old friend, the wing commander, might be just the man to land her. I will radio the chap to aid me a sap, and I bet my sailor's ass we will terminate the last. Wing commander Frigidaire wasn't long in getting there. To avoid undue delay, he commenced bombing away, hoping he'd manipulate her into some resulting crater. Carpet bombing was, he'd claim, best adapted to that aim. It was a marvel to inspect its precise moonlight effect. Arabella, nonetheless, wasn't easy to impress. Neither did she lose her nerve. She would calmly dodge and swerve with amazing intuition till there was no ammunition left for gallant Frigidaire to pursue his mission there. And she would have won the duel had she not run out of fuel. When the locals came to get her, she was waving her white sweater. They approached with utmost care, eager fingers poised to tear. They ignored the waving token. Not a single word was spoken. None of them was apt to quit. Now you've had it, little shit, said a member of the crowd, icily and not too loud. Further proofs they were intent on a murderous event. Little Arabella Miller sensed their purpose was to kill her. Didn't wait for her to warn her. She kick-started her fuse final, and the local, once again, broke formation, cussed, and ran.